Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you guys like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. One big growing family. Thank you so much for your loving support and your beautiful comments. I would like to mention I do have a private crochet group. You're more than welcome to join in my group as long as you have a profile pic. There's too many hackers going on crochet groups, so we want to be extremely careful on that. I also do have a crochet page. You can follow me. I have Instagram and TikTok. All of these links will be listed below the video. You just have to click and get yourself part of the journey with us. In the link also below the video, there's a 2-minute video showing you how to slow down the video. Sometimes I get ahead of my head and I forget that I'm recording. So as a fast crocheter, I try my best, but I do tend to forget that I'm recording. Also, and of course it will show you how to zoom in the stitch and also turn your closed caption on. You could always pause and take notes. I don't write patterns. A lot of you ask me about written patterns. I don't. For those reasons, that's why I decided to record the little video. A lot of you still don't know how to zoom in either your iPod or your tablet or your mobile phone, and these are easy things to do. I use 4-ply 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. Aunt Lydia number 3 cotton is a little bit thicker. Your patterns will become bigger. For the most part, I use 2.75 hooks, sometimes 3, depending upon the project I'm working on. A small hook, and of course a pair of scissors. We are going to get started. Please, if you have not subscribed, please join us. Do so. It's free. You're not paying for any of these tutorials. Giving thumbs up also is free. It hurts you nothing to click that thumbs up button. A lot of you see and a lot of you create my patterns, and I can see that you are not subscribed yet or little enough. Give a thumbs up. It's kind of sad for us because we work so hard for you guys. We ask nothing but to just like and subscribe. If you have opinion suggestions that you would like to see more specifically of a pattern, please let me know. Leave the comment below the video. And sharing is caring, so if you can share the video through your social medias, your WhatsApp, your Messenger, highly appreciated. Thank you so much. I send you guys lots of love. Let's get started, everyone. Okay, everybody. So I was requested by the very special Queenie, Miss Maggie Jean-Baptiste, which I absolutely love her to pieces. She's my beautiful moderator of YouTube and also part of our group, of course. She requested a beach bag, which I have not created any yet, but we will attempt today. It will be simple, but yet beautiful. Now, with the beach bag, of course, you can alternate colors and make it fun and make it very summery and have a few rows of one color, a few rows of others. I tend to use these colors plus brown, plus maybe off-white. I'm not sure yet how many colors I'm going to use. It will be a very simple bag, but very nice, either if you don't want it just for the beach, for shopping, for going around summertime. You know how it is. So that's what we're going to do today. You also have the option that you can add these things to the side of the bags. You can go the size you would like. Now, of course, being that the bag can get heavy, obviously the bigger you go and you fill up with all kinds of towel and creams and sun lotions or pocketbooks and whatever, it will tend to get heavy. So you might want to use this either for decoration and to support the handle as we're going to do it. You could also either crochet the handle or take a handle from another old purse and hook it on here, or you can use the smaller ones like this, which these I had taken it off. An older purse that I had that I threw away and took in the side things for, to create bags. These ones I had bought at my, so for you guys, it's the Tea Tree, I think, or Michael's or whatever. You can find these ornaments for the purses. Let me see what else. I have so many different things here. My goodness. Or you can even use one of these and have it hooked into, you know, a handle of an older bag that you might have. Put these on the bag and have the handle snip on here. So there's so many ways. It's just ideas for you. And if you're going with a heavy duty big bag, we even have like the bigger ones, right? Stronger ones to hold all of the stuff in. Okay, if not, if you don't have old bags to cut these things off, you could always go to Amazon and order that in, or whatever site. Temu is very good. Actually, I love Temu, so you might want to check them out. And they're fast, good quality, and love their service. No, I mean, they don't sponsor me. I'm just saying out of a satisfied customer. So, you know, I'm not just making publicity on them because they sponsor me or they give me a cut of anything. They don't. I hope they do. Maybe one day they will. Who knows? Right? I don't have any sponsors, so everything is all my expenses. But maybe one day somebody will find me and sponsor me with thread and hooks and glue and this and that and so on and so forth. You never know. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. So I'm also going to dedicate this bag to Maggie, of course, and for that reason I'll call it Maggie's beach bag. So I hope you enjoy the name, Maggie. I also want to mention to you guys that if you want to put handles on the bag, I'm going to leave a link below to one of the purses I had created that has handles, and you can create those handles and put it on the bag itself if you want handles and strap on it. Okay. Now I'm going to use whatever threads I have here, but the best to have a solid bag, especially that it gets heavy, really would be like 4-ply macrame thread. That is like 80% cotton and 20% other fibers. That's just perfect to carry on the weight. But because I don't have it, and so I'm just going to use what I have for now. So I'm using the brown, making the magic circle, and I'm doing a single. So I went in and closed it with slip stitch, doing a single. In case you still can't do it, you can do a 6 chain. I know Maggie has a hard time with it. Eventually she'll get it with practice. So single and 1 chain. I'm going to do 12 half double crochets in here. We want this bag to be solid, and so count 12 double crochets inside, half double crochets inside of this magic circle. I have to watch my words because sometimes I get very distracted as I'm working, right? Okay. I've done my 12 halves. Now, this is the foundation of the bottom, round foundation. We wanted to make sure that it's close enough. We don't want nothing to be slipping through that foundation. Another idea that you can do to, how do you say it? I can't even think of the name, my Lord. So to cover inside of the bag, I can't think of the name. Oh, goodness. You can even buy, like at your dollar store, Dollar Tree, you know, scarves, right? That lace scarf. And you can just sew it in your bag so nothing comes out of there. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I couldn't think of the name. And I'm going up 2 chain. That's for my half. Coming back in and doing halves again. I'm going to do 2 per stitch, so we'll have a total of 24 halves double crochet. So this is all about halves, this foundation. We want it to be very well closed, and we want the foundation to be strong enough to support whatever weight is going to come on there. Okay, and of course, you know, using the macrame, it's much thicker than this thread, so your bag is stronger, bigger, automatically, and less stitching, right? This is a thinner thread, so we use more thread, and I mean, it will be nice just the same, but I mean, to carry heavy stuff to the beach, especially, of course, it takes a lot, something very strong for it, for the weight. Okay. Linen, right? The lining. Oh my God, here's the word. Good heavens, Maggie. The lining inside of the bag. You can use scarf. You can get big scarf, medium scarf, whatever size you're making the bag, and do the lining inside with it. Okay, so 2 per stitch. I'll meet you at the end. So I've done my 24 halves, 2 per stitch, coming in that first one with a slip stitch. Okay, again, going up 1 chain, I'm going to come in, and I'm going over where I've closed with the slip stitch because I don't want a big mark going through there, and doing single and 1 chain, coming back in again, doing another half on the same stitch. Next one we're doing 1 half alone, next one 2 together. You guys have seen me done many times this foundation with double crochets. Next one, 1 half double crochet alone and 2 together on the same stitch. Okay, now the next row we're going to have 2 together, 2 alone, 2 together, 2 alone. The row after that, 2 together, 3 alone. Row after that, 2 together, 4 alone. Okay, until your desired size you would like. So I'm going to continue mine and come back to you and see. I want to get at least 20 centimeters of it around there, but you could always advance the video and see where I'm at with it. Okay, another thing is to really make sure we're not going to have that big mark going up. Before I forget, stretch your thread a bit, come from behind on the next one, bring your thread to the back, come back, stretch your thread a bit, come back on the same one, whoops, and do your half, and then just continue to do your whatever row I guess we are at. So 1 2 3, I'm on row 4, so 2 together, that means I'm going to do 2 alone, 1 per stitch, half double crochets, and then again 2 together. I think this is the best way, really. If we don't want that big mark, just keep going over 1 aside. Okay, you guys, so I'm in row 10, and row 10 I'm doing the increase on my ninth half double crochet. As you can see, it starts to wave up because the stitches are all so cramped up together. So on my 11th row, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do an increase, so it can flatten it out. And this is basically the secret when your pattern starts waving, you have too much stitches on there. So I'm going to just do 1 per stitch on this row 11. No increase, so I can get my pattern to be straightened out. Now, if it's straightened out by the time I finish this row 11, then I'll continue the next row with the increase again and following exactly as we've been doing. So this row 10, I did on my 9th increase. So if I'm going to continue the increase on row 12, I'm going to do it on my 10th half double crochet increase. Okay, and so my count continues up the same way as we've been doing. So just want to make sure I come back here and show you before I forget and continue on with the pattern. So 1 per stitch on this row 11, so it can become flattened out without waving as it is now. Too much stitches in there, so it's crumpled up. If it stays flat on row 11, then I'll row 12, do my increase on the 10th half double crochet. If it's not flat yet, I'll continue another row, just one per stitch. Okay, everyone, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 rows. 2 of the rows I did not increase. I did just one single on each stitch, 2 rows. The rest is just one stitch at a time now. No more increases. So basically from here on, so we've done the foundation. Now we're just going to build the walls. Here with the model, you can do whatever style you like. I'm going to continue with halves. And I'm going to do, I don't know how many rows yet. You could always advance the video to see how many rows. So it's 1 per stitch. Of course, after a few more rows, it's going to start bending in like that, because the stitches are going to pull together. Okay, so half double crochets, 1 per stitch, all the way until you finish the size that you want the bag. Now, don't know if I might change a bit the design in between these singles. Might come up with a little bit of different designing. You know me, I always change my mind as I go. So for now, I'm going to continue to do this, maybe probably about 6 rows with the brown, and then I'm changing colors and see if I will change design too as I'm going. I will go with the flow and see how I feel about it. Okay, so I'll meet you back once I've done the rows that I needed to do. So remember that I did 2 rows when it was wavy of just 1 per stitch. I did not do the increase. Okay, and of course, remember, this is the size that I chose for myself, but you can continue the increase. If it starts folding in, then you can do 1 per stitch and then increase again, and you can go bigger as you wish, as you like. Okay, so the size, it's really up to you how you want to do it. You can do it with double crochets, you can do it whatever. I'm going to do it singles. I think in order not to leave too much openness with the bag, if you want to put small things in there, whatever. Well, of course, it's going to have the lining no matter what. But just to let you know that instead of doing singles, you can do double crochets. It will be faster, also bigger. But I'm going to continue with singles for now. We'll see further up what I'm going to do with it. Okay. Another thing I want to mention before I forget, in case some of you are creating with cotton, 100% cotton thread, what you do is you're not going to grab where the loops are where we normally do the double crochet or the half double crochet or the singles. You're going to come right in the center, in between, right in the middle of it, because it will strengthening, oh my God, I can't even speak, the stitch better because of the weight, okay? Unless you're using the macrame thread, which the 4-ply or higher, whatever the case may be, the thicker one, then that's strong enough to support it, because this is thinner thread and it's 100% cotton. I mean, it's solid, but still, depending upon all the weight that you put or how big the bag is, you want to come in the center between the stitches and not the loops up top, okay? Okay, everyone, so as you can see, it's already starting to turn. Oops. So in my measurements, I thought of making about 20 centimeters. In reality, there's 23 centimeters on the 15 rows. Okay, so you can go big or smaller, it's up to you. I'm okay with 23. It's perfect to fit all kinds of things in there. I've done my 6 rows of the half double crochets after the 15 row. These are little knots. It doesn't matter. It stays on the inside. Who cares, right? So 6 rows, and I'll be doing probably by 6 rows, except I will have like the off-white cream color, like maybe 3 rows in between the other 6 rows of colors. Okay, so after I've done 6 rows of half double crochet. I've done 1 row with the cream color. So I'm going to change a bit. I'm going to make a little design here and there. And I'm sure some of you have seen me do this stitch before. So I've done my single and 1 chain. I'm going to do now the next one, double crochet. And this is going to help to grow the bag bigger too. And another double crochet. So I have 3 double crochets. I'm going to do the back sideways double crochet. So I'm going to stretch that thread and do the double crochet. I'm going to skip a space into the next one, double crochet and double crochet. Now if you want to continue just with half double crochets, go ahead. It doesn't change anything on the pattern. You can do just halves. I want to make a little bit of a design here, so I'm coming back into that space that we skipped, and again skip a space into the next one. So this row will be about the back or side double crochet. So we do 3 double crochets, come back, come into that space we skipped, stretch your thread and do your double crochet. Skip a space into the next one. We're not having any chain space in between them. We don't want this bag to open up, even though you're going to put the lining in. But it gives us just a little opening here. And again. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with this row all the way around. And then the next row will be half double crochets with the same color. Okay? There we are. So I've reached the end and I have 1 stitch left. I'm not going to worry about that stitch. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to do a double crochet and I'm going to close. Actually, I'm going to close it this way. I don't know what I was thinking. We don't want to leave any marks. I'm coming from behind, bringing that stitch to the back. Okay, and now, again, we are going to do the halves as we were doing. So 1 per stitch. Coming in that first one and doing halves. And again, 1 per stitch all the way around. Now it would have been easy to skip that stitch, but I didn't want to because we have the right amount of stitching on there. But even if we did, I mean, it wouldn't change a big thing on there. Okay, let me try that again. Maybe we can fix it a bit. Okay, so I'm going to skip 1 and I'm going to come into the next one. I think that's what I'll do. You gotta bear with me sometimes, you know, ideas just come up like that. Okay, I'm going to come from behind, pull my thread. So it makes no difference even if we skip a stitch. Then come in, do your halves, and we're good to go. That's not going to change anything on our pattern. And we'll have the right amount of stitching now to continue making this type of design further up Okay, so half double crochet. My light sometimes is just wicked. So just coming in between the stitches. We don't want to grab just the upper loops because, you know, it makes it heavy on the bag. So we'll just go in between the double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished doing my halves. Cutting my thread, and I'm going to come in with the royal blue. Okay, so I want to start where I've been leaving off, and I can tell because that skipped stitch that we keep bringing the stitch to the back stays inside, and it has nothing marked out here. So I'm going to come in now and do halves. So I'm going to do about 6 rows of the halves on the royal blue. And just go in between your stitches. And then I'm cutting my thread after 6 rows of the royal blue. And I'm not sure yet which color I'm going to come up next. Well, it will be a light color, that's for sure. We don't want to put dark on dark. We want to put darker, lighter, darker, lighter. So our bag can pop up and be beautiful. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my 6th row. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did the size that I wanted for myself. I don't want a big bag. I just want a small bag to put a towel, put my lotion, my pocketbook. It's enough. There's enough size in here. Let me just stretch this before I lose it. I have enough size in here to fit whatever I want. I don't need that much height. There's enough wideness. I wanted to start with 20 centimeters. I ended up adding more rows without realizing I have 23 centimeters. I don't know if I had mentioned on the previous video or clip, I should say. Okay, so I also, like I mentioned to you, I've done my back double crochet, and then of course, as I shown on the tutorial, a row of the half double crochet. I've done 6 rows, so I have 6 rows of the brown. Obviously, that's not counting the centerpiece because your bag, once it's filled up, it's pretty much going to stay this way, right? So we have 6 rows, 6 of the blue, did again my half double crochets, and then the other row, the side backward half double crochet, and the other one half double crochet, 6 rows, and again repeated 6 rows, and again repeated. Now I'm doing my 6th row. The only thing is, on my 4th row, I'm already putting these little clips in. Now, some of you might say, well, I don't have it, I don't know where to get it. Well, you can get it at your Dollar Tree, your dollar store, fabric place where they sell, I guess, stuff, or online. And if you don't want to put any of this, you can just stitch your handle on the inside or on the outside, but fold it, right? If you're doing the handle, you want to stitch, so you would fold it so you don't see the stitch within, and then stitch it. I took in these out of old purses, as I've explained before. These ones are for my handles, for my handle. I'm only going to do one handle. And I'm going to stitch the handle, of course, and then hook it in. Okay, it's optional for you. You don't have to. I'm just giving you these ideas. So I've already done one side. So I pretty much lay my bag pretty much straight and see more or less. If you want to count stitch, fine, go ahead. I didn't count. I'm just going by eye. Where we've started that line of the double crochet or the half double crochets, I'm putting it on the side. I don't want to put it in the back or the front, even though it doesn't show much. But I don't want it necessarily to be popping up anywhere. So can't even see it. Jesus, wow, I must have been that good, right? Okay, well, here it is. Sorry. So it's on the side, okay? So pretty much put it on the side, and it doesn't show nothing because it's just so nice and perfect. You can barely see it. Of course, the stitching will be in the inside. Okay, so you line it up. I've done 6 halves on this loop here, and I'm going to do 6 halves also on the next loop. So I'm pretty much going to lay, of course I put the marker there just to have an idea where I'm at. So I'm going to take out my marker. I'm going to grab my thread. And this is no different than doing, your half. So you'd put it, flat and come in, go over your little handle there, whatever we're going to call that. I want to be off camera, just got to make sure because sometimes I get distracted. So I already have one in, going into the next one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Make sure you tighten it well. We don't want no loosage. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1 or 2 more here just to make sure that we are good. So into the next space. And of course, I'll be doing the 6 rows here. So I'm on my 4th row putting these on. Okay, so pretty much securing that little loop. So can't get off too much of camera, but anyway, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, now only once I pretty much have it, with a few things in here and stand it up, then I can measure to tell you. Of course, you can go longer if you want for a bigger bag. I think this is big enough because I made it wide enough so I can fit a lot of stuff there without having such a big long bag. That's for myself. And by the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be the beach. I'm just, calling beach because why not? Could be a summer bag, could be called anything you would like. So, okay. So I'm just going to continue and then I'll come back to you. Okay, everyone. So pretty much started my new row. And of course we have the 6 halves there. We're just going right over, so no concerns on our normal way that we've been doing our halves. Some people like to put it up top of the last row. I think it pulls too much. If your handle is, your bag is heavy and it's already heavy on the handle, then this is going to be pulling, I find, too much of the stitches up here. I prefer it there because This row also secures, tightens the stitch more here, so it's a little bit more difficult for it to get out of place or to have that stretch. That's in my opinion. But, you know, you're more than welcome to do the way you want to. I've seen people do it up top of the last row like this. I think it just pulls too much on the stitch. I prefer to have it there, in my opinion. But then again, you're free to do whatever you want. And if you don't want to put that on, in case some of you are putting it, you could always find old purses that you're not using. They're just in the closet doing nothing. You can cut these pieces off and put it. And you could also put a normal handle if you'd like, from an old purse. If you don't want to crochet a handle, that's another option there too for yourself. Okay, so just wanted to show you, you know, it's just basic going right over. If your little loop here is bigger, then obviously you fill it in a little bit more with the half double crochets. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I pretty much finished doing my 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can leave it as is. You don't have anything else to do to it. Or we do 1 chain and single. 1 chain. Oops. No, not 1 chain. I'm sorry. So we did 1 chain at the beginning. That's fine. The rest is just going backwards. Just doing singles, and you can do 1 chain and go backwards. I think this is just fine. My light keeps flicking stronger and weaker. I don't know why. So this is how I'm finishing my top, but you can leave it as is if you're happy with your pattern that way. This just gives it sort of like a roping, let's say. So back stitch singles, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so and then after that I'm cutting my thread. Okay, everyone, as you see, I finished my edging like that. I think that looks pretty. Okay, now we're going to do the handle. And the handle, I'm going to do about 149 chain stitch. Okay, just going to move this out of the way so it doesn't take the focus. So I'm going to leave a little bit of string. So I don't want anything to be coming apart, right? We want to tuck all that in afterwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 140 about. You could always fast forward the video and see. I will check for the length if I'm happy with it. Okay, you guys. So what I'm doing here, so I've done 140, and I think it might be a little bit small. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting these markers, and I'm going to hook it right here up top, because obviously when we're going to add it, this is right up top. And I'm going to measure it on top of my shoulder and see if I'm happy with this size. Okay, so that's basically, if you don't have markers, you can use bobby pins or make a knot in through the stitch, maybe, if you don't have bobby pins. Okay, everyone, so I've measured it. I'm happy with it. I don't need it to be a long bag hanging in my waist. It's supposed to be right under your arm, more or less, a little bit downer. So I have 140 chain. So I'm coming in the next stitch, and I'm going to do, let's try this again. Coming into not the one right after, but the one right after. So my 38, let's say. Okay. And I'm doing half double crochets. And I'm doing it this way because I find it's going to be more solid for the weight of the bag, especially when you start filling it up. Since the stitches are done this way, it even if you pull, it won't be pulling as if it would be straight up. I hope you guys are understanding, instead of having the stitches being pulled this way. So this way is the chain stitch, which it's pretty solid. I think it's best this way, but I mean, you do whatever's best for you. Another thing is you can do, let's say, the wideness that you would like, and just do singles and go back and forth all the way up. Okay, so that's an option for you also. So I'm just going to I'm probably going to do about 5 rows, and I will be mixing the orange, maybe blue, and the white or the off-white in there. I'll see as I go, but definitely I will be mixing at least a color or two. Okay, and then I'll come back once I'm done. It's also extremely important that you guys, if you're doing it this way, or no matter whatever way, if you're doing it even just the singles going up, make sure that you do grab that middle piece of the chain stitch. If you're grabbing only the top loop, you're pulling too much on the thread. Okay, it will pull. So because of the weight in that, make sure that you are grabbing right on the center, and you'll see the 2 loops right up top. Okay, so basically you're leaving that 1 loop only on the bottom here. Okay, that's going to secure better your handle also. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did all my half double crochets same way as we did the bag. So did the chain, did the halves, cut my thread, came back, did the off-white, cut my thread, came back, did the blue, cut my thread, the orange, and the brown. So I have 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 5 rows because of the size of my little clip here. Okay, so I've already put this one in. Okay, now we got to put the other one. So we got to make sure that we line that up properly. Now, I'm just going to pull a bit here. I'm going to bend it this way, like that, just so it can stay nice and firm. I'm going to bring my thread from the inside. Actually, I want to make a knot here. It's just kind of hard to get it to hold it there. Well, hard, not really that hard, but you got to be practical with your fingers, I guess. And then I'll tuck in the other one. So I'm going to make 2 knots to be secure. This one, we can tuck it in already. And then you pretty much line it up with the colors, right? So more or less the same size as this one. You can measure it if you want. I go by eye. I don't even bother measuring. So but you get what I'm saying. So I'm just going through the stitches back here. Okay, so just sew back and forth a few times, give it a few knots at the end, tuck in your loose ends, and you're good to go. Okay? Okay, everyone. So pretty much have it back, all of it done. Did my both sides. So basically all you have to do now, hook onto your bag. like that. Hope I'm not too far out. Okay, so now we're going to just do chain stitch and keep measuring to go through your so we can tie it up front. Now you can leave it as a bag here like that. You can put a zipper, you can put a snap as you wish. So you can put a snap in there, you can put a zipper in, and tie it in as we're going to do now. So it's just chain stitch. I don't know how many I'm going to do, depending upon how much it's going to take to go around, because we want to go through, you know, we're going to go through back and forth inside. Since we have spaces here, it's perfect for it. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I've done it in blue, and I've done about 200 chain stitch. That's because it's going to go around the back. Gives us enough room to give it a nice bow tie on the front. And now I'm going to do again half double crochets, one per stitch, just to make it a little bit thicker, all the way to the end. So 1, 2, coming into the third one here, and doing half. So very simple, beautiful little purse. This is my first time I do this type of handbag. This is my own design, my own creation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm pretty happy with it, considering that it's the first time I'm doing it. Maggie, I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's simple enough that you can create on many different colors for people that are selling. These are perfect for especially Charmaine. You are in Jamaica, and I know a while back you had asked me for the beach dresses, which I haven't got into it yet. This is a way for you to make and to sell, and you can make good money out of it. You can be creative with your colors, or use one color only if you want to go more into the sophistication look. I mean, a lot of tourisms look for that. You know, the handmade stuff. It's perfect for you to go spend a nice day at the beach with a bunch of, you know, collection of different bags for the tourism. Barbados, also Trinidad. I know there's quite a few of you. Anyway, pretty much anywhere in the world. I mean, people take vacations, right? Not just saying for people that live in the islands. This is just, you know, I think I skipped one there. This is perfect for people that want to go on vacation. You want to bring something handcrafted. Okay, anyway, so we're going to do the halves all the way to the end, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've lined up my sides here, and I've counted how many of these side double crochet spaces I have. So it comes out to 18. So on my 8th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I started putting in. Okay. Of course, I finished doing my, I'm going to put it in the other way. Finished doing all my half double crochets. Now I'm putting it this way. It's where we have that chain stitch, okay? And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm coming out on the 4th. And then on the back side, you would line it up the same way. Okay, so if we turn, then we know it's about there. So you can do it from the inside, the outside, whatever way is more comfortable for you. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. One, two, three, 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. Then you line it up to have it more or less on the same way as on here. So if we count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just recount that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want to line it up more or less the same way, right? And then come out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Of course, now we're going to fix it, tie it up, and I will show you once I am done with it. Okay? Okay, everyone. So pretty much done with my bag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maggie, I hope you enjoyed this new creation of mine. I'm pretty happy with it, considering it's the first time ever I've done it, like many other patterns that I do. I like it. And don't forget, you can use different colors, you can use different strappings, even from a purse. I mean, there's so many ways to go about. You can go bigger, you can go smaller. Just make sure that you don't use like cottons, not cotton wools and things like that. That wouldn't be too good for the summer, or even to carry on in the summer, right? Here you can use roping, like I mentioned. You can buy the rope. Sometimes they sell them by the meter or so on at your tea tree store, Michael's, whatever, or online. You can put the handles on this way, or you can just stitch them on as you wish. You can put snap here on the center. That also would be very nice. You can put tassels at the end here. I mean, there's so many ways to do it, right? So I want to thank every single one of you. And we'll see you in the next tutorial. Maggie, thank you for the suggestion or your request. God bless you. I send you much love, much hugs to you and to everybody else. I will see you in the next tutorial. Enjoy creating the bag, Maggie. For people that are creating, selling, you guys are going to make a killer, especially people are getting prepared to take vacations, or for the ones that are living in the islands. There's a lot of tourism. I mean, you can make good money out of it. Take care, everyone. Charmaine, I send you much love. I hope you have a lot of success on selling the bags too. If you're creating it, I'm sure you will. So I send you much love also. And until next time, everyone, thank you so much. Bye-bye.